What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to veve Vibes, where I love talking all things veve NFTs, speculation, and of course the market. So I wanted to cover the two drops that are happening tomorrow. So it is the USPS stamp art drop with the kind of like Title IX. I don't want to call it variant, but it's the Title IX art that's kind of in the commemorative stamp. It's the 50-year anniversary of the passage of the Title IX Civil Rights Act and all that stuff. So I'm not going to explain all this stuff too much. I'm going to put all the links down in the description of both the Medium articles. And the second drop that's happening tomorrow is also tomorrow at 12 p.m. basically noontime Pacific Standard. So Baseman, I don't know a lot about him. I know he was on a Twitter space earlier today. I just didn't have the time to make it. Don't know much about Toby either, but I'm gonna try and make my best guess. I did hear a few things from a couple other content creators, but I think the fact that this isn't a super well-known character, I'm gonna be doing some price predictions with all these. Like usual, none of this is financial advice, and honestly, the pricing is pretty hard to dictate nowadays. Now that we're in a huge gem squeeze, there's a lot of kind of like scandal stuff going on. People are talking about the same information that veve has given more recently. Some of it is bear, some of it's bullish, some people are taking it in different ways. So it's pretty interesting to see how this is actually going to play out, especially now since that we can't transfer gems, and now that a lot of different things have happened in the market, right? But let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first of the Title IX stamps here, first one is the gymnast, which I thought was actually pretty cool. So they actually have one, it says it somewhere here in the art that one is a gymnast, one, I guess it'll just say it as we scroll down here. So the first one that we have is actually the common 7,777 editions. This is actually pretty on the low end. I believe some of the other stamps have a bit more than that. Like I remember actually the common tiger, like Year of the Tiger stamp has quite a bit more than that. It's like almost 12,000, but this is only 7,000. So that might skew the price a little bit. Again, I'm not super bullish on stamps. Me personally, I do know there's stamp collectors and stuff out there, and it's definitely a thing, but I do think there's going to be infinitely more people flocking to the platform, you know, looking at things like Disney, Marvel, DC, maybe certain other independent artists and things like that. And maybe especially comics. But when it comes to stamps, just me personally, again, like I said, none of this is financial advice. If I had to give this a ballpark estimate, I really think this common stamp will probably go for anywhere between 25 to 30 gems, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. It's really hard to tell with stamps at the end of the day, especially since, again, I think a lot of people are trying to find ways to liquidate any kind of profitable NFTs they can to scoop up other NFTs that they prefer more. For the uncommon 6,776 edition, so not only 1,000 less than the common variant. This one is the swimmer. I'm not sure if this has like a specific story or anything behind it. It seems like it's just kind of different athletes, or I should say different sporting events that include women for the most part. And of course, these are all first edition. Of course, this is the uncommon variant. I'd probably say this one's probably a little bit closer to maybe 35 to 45. It's really hard to say at the end of the day with these. So, I don't think these are going to be super linear incremental things. So right here we have the runner. This one is 5,777 editions for the rare as well. If I had to ballpark this one, I'd probably put it a little bit closer to like 55 to 65, we'll say, because again, I am kind of comparing it a little bit to the Year of the Tiger, the Year of the Ox, like those kind of stamps, but also the Christmas stamps that we got during the 12 days of veve as well. So again, all this stuff is kind of hard to determine. And then we have one more, right? Yeah, there's actually like a sheet. It's not a sheet, but it's like a block of 4. It's a, yeah, it says block of 4 right there. We have the soccer player here, 4,777 editions, the ultra rare. I'd probably put this one in the 75 to 80 range. But again, I do think some of these could go much lower. Like, it's just the momentum of the market depends on how many get delivered. If a lot of these get delivered quickly, because again, at the end of the day, there's not a whole lot of mints that need to get delivered in order for people to have them before the market opens. And I have noticed that typically when all the NFTs are delivered, by the time the market opens, the price tends to go a little bit lower and stay there than some other NFTs that I've seen in the past. This block of 4 is going to be super interesting. This is probably the hardest one to price, because the other secret rare for the year ones, so secret rare Year of the Rat right now is going for about 480, 470, but that also, it's its own set, and it's only with the Year of the Ox. Like, it's also with its own block set. On top of that, it's also a set of, I believe, 12 stamps or 16, 20 stamps, something like that. I forgot what the entire block amount is, but this one's only 4. So for this secret rare, I'd probably put it a little bit closer to I think it's going to be anywhere between 100 to 150 maybe push 200. It really depends. The only reason why I see this skyrocketing in price or like going closer to like 200 is only because it's basically like the Electra effect, right? So when Electra came out, so much, pretty much all of the collectibles went below box price, like basically 50% or less than box price, and there was just the secret rare. So I do think a lot of people were trying to find a 4-set collective master collector bonus, right? So if you get a set of 4 or 5s are probably some of the best set bonuses you can get for master collector program when it comes to collectibles, and especially if you can get it all for probably like under 150, 200, 220, something like that. That's actually pretty decent gems per MCP point exchange. So I could definitely see these probably getting in like the low hundreds, and then just because the other 4 might be so cheap, people might be like, all right, I might as well just buy these other 4. Hey, I bought these other 4. The secret rare is only 100. Then before you know it, the secret rare is now approaching 100, then 150, then 200. I think this is almost going to perform almost identically to Electra, just in my personal opinion, because the block of 4 is, obviously is a bit more than just a single stamp, but it's also a secret rare, so people are going to get it for master collector points and stuff like that, especially if it's below like 150. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the stamps. Stamps are really, really hard to judge, to be honest. I mean, they're so few and far between, and even different stamps are talking about different aspects. I do think the Title IX thing is important, but I'm not sure if it's as popular as something like the Year of the Rat, the Year of the Tiger, like those kind of stamps. Gary Baseman, to be honest, I don't know much about this guy, hardly at all. I probably should have done a little bit of research, but at the end of the day, it doesn't seem to be a super significant character, and I'm sure some people know it in very niche corner realms of independent artists and things like that, and I'm sure some people know him as well, but again, I don't, and I do think at the end of the day, the app is for more of the everyday person and not so much like, well, these, he's very popular with these, platforms that have a few thousand people, or he has a few thousand Twitter followers, but are all of them really on veve? Are all of them interested in NFTs? Are all of them willing to invest tens, hundreds, or even thousands of gems or dollars into these NFTs? That's a whole nother aspect as well. So the first one, so welcoming Toby. I did overlook some of these very, very briefly. I'll be quite honest. I'll just save you guys some time. I do think all of these, except for the secret rare, is likely going to go for under a box price. The ultra rare, I do think will probably push anywhere between I would say like 60 to 70, but just to save everyone time, like I could go over each one and talk about it and stuff like that. I do think the common, the uncommon, and the rare are all going to go below box price, because the box price of all these are 50 gems. So I do think all these are going to go below box price. I'm not sure how far. If I had to throw numbers out, it would probably be 20, 25, and then this is the rare. So the rare is probably going to be a little bit closer, like 35 to 40, maybe 45. The ultra rare, I do see this actually being a tiny bit higher, so maybe this is a little bit closer to like 65 to 70, maybe 80. And the secret rare will, again, I think it's going to be somewhat similar to Electra, but not identical, but probably like 150 to 200 as well, because the mint numbers are relatively low. I mean, the mint numbers are almost identical actually between this secret rare and the other secret rare. Seems like a lot of the secret rare collectibles for the most part are typically under 2,000 at the very least. So yeah, this one was pretty straightforward. I mean, independent artists tend not to perform extremely well unless they're very, very well known by even some of the most I don't know, normies, common folk, whatever you want to call it, at the end of the day. So again, I could be incredibly underestimating this guy. Maybe there are hundreds of thousands of followers of Baseman, and they're really into NFTs, and they're already on veve, and they're willing to spend thousands of gems. I don't know that. I haven't heard anything like that. I feel like I would have seen it either on Twitter or other content creators talking about this, but that doesn't seem to be the case yet so far. So again, my price predictions for the secret rare is probably going to be 150 to 200. Ultra rare is probably 75 to 80. And the rest of these are all just going to be below box price. So you have a pretty good chance. I mean, if you go for the blind box collectible on this, odds are, at least in my personal opinion, and again, not financial advice, odds are your NFT is probably going to go below box price unless you get the ultra rare or secret rare at the end of the day. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to very quickly go over the drops on Saturday, give you guys my my price predictions. Will I go for the drops? I will definitely go for the stamp. And honestly, whether or not I go for the Baseman'S Toby is going to be like a game time decision. Right now, I'm leaning no, but if I feel lucky, maybe if I actually land the stamp, I'll be like, all right, maybe I'll give Baseman'S a drop. I'm just feeling lucky. Who knows? That's pretty much it. So what do you guys think? Down in the comments, am I off my price predictions? Are you guys excited for the drops? Are you going to go for the Baseman'S Toby, or just stick with the stamp yourself? So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys take care. Make sure you double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over, and I'll catch you guys next time.